By now, you've walked through many rooms of your own story. Childhood first drafts, memories that rewrite themselves, the inner critic and the parts that protect you, plot twists that broke the old narrative, other people as side characters and co authors, the quiet power of your choices, and the voice of a future you calling softly from ahead. Today, we are not starting a new story. We are gathering the one you already have into your hands and asking, how do I move forward without denying where I've been? Welcome to the final episode of The Story You Become. This is Rewriting Without Erasing. When people talk about reinventing yourself, it can sound like burning the old book and starting from a blank page. New city, new job, new relationships, new you. There is real power in changing environments and patterns, but you can't actually erase the earlier chapters. The child you were, the teenager, the person you were 5 years ago, they are all still here, in your nervous system, in your expectations, in the ways you reach for or pull back from life. Trying to deny them is like ripping pages out of a book and then wondering why the story doesn't make sense. When we say rewrite your story, we don't mean pretend the bad things didn't happen. We mean change the narrator, broaden the focus, and update the meaning as you gain more perspective. The events stay. Let's briefly walk back through some of the threads we've been weaving. In episode 1, we saw that identity is a life story, not just what happened, but how you tie it together. In episodes 2 and 3, we looked at childhood narratives and memory as reconstruction, realizing that the first draft was written by a child and that memories can be revisited with new eyes. In episode 4, we met the inner critic as a harsh narrator and began to practice adding a kind of voice without pretending everything is fine. In episode 5, we honored how trauma can tear the plot, and how sometimes the only honest story is, this should not have happened, and yet it did. We didn't force meaning. We made room for time. In episode 6, we recognized the impact of other people, those who shrank us and those who helped us expand, and began to choose who we allow as co-authors now. In episode 7, we focused on agency, not total control, but the small real choices that bend the story a few degrees at a time. In episode 8, we met future you as a character and let their voice whisper back small requests for the present. In episode 9, we acknowledged your many inner selves, protector, child, critic, dreamer, and began to see yourself as the one who can hear them all. All of this has been preparation for a quieter, deeper shift, seeing your story as something you are in relationship with, not something you are trapped inside. If it feels okay, we'll do one more reflection together. Imagine your life story as a book lying in front of you. You can't read every page right now, but you can see that it has weight. The cover might show your name, or a symbol that feels like your life. Gently imagine placing your hands on the book. Take a breath. Now quietly say to yourself, there are parts of this story I wish were different. Maybe specific scenes come to mind, moments of shame, loss, harm, or regret. Without forcing anything, add, and there are parts of this story that show my courage, my care, my persistence, even if I rarely acknowledge them. See if one or two such moments appear. They don't have to be dramatic. Perhaps a time you comforted someone, a time you got up again after falling, a time you apologized, a time you told the truth, even shaking. Thank you for walking through the story you become. Your life is not a clean narrative. It is messy, non-linear, full of detours and contradictions, but it is a story. One that you are constantly shaping through what you remember, what you focus on, how you speak to yourself, who you let close, and what you dare to choose next. You cannot go back and rewrite the first chapters. You can sit with the younger you who lived them, tell them the truth, and take their hand as you write what comes after. As we close this season, I'm not going to say your story is beautiful no matter what. Only you get to decide how you feel about your life so far. What I will say is this: your story is real, it matters, and it is still unfolding. Wherever you go from here, into new relationships, creative work, quiet healing, or simply the next ordinary day. May you carry a little more gentleness toward the person who has lived every page. You. This has been the story you become. And the pen, as always, is still in your hands.